So how you talking shit about me when you talking about, it's a Cheesecake Factory. Why you getting a burger? Then,
I'm saying
whatever you get, nigga.
I'm talking about for your meal. Like who goes to Cheesecake to get a burger? We could have went to fucking Chili's.
What do you get? What do you get?
I get either their Parmesan crusted chicken, or I get the jambalaya is good.
Shit was me.
What else do I get?
All right.
They have different types of jambalaya.
I had shrimp and chicken. I had the shrimp and chicken.
Anybody that's going to Cheesecake Factory for jambalaya is nuts.
Oh, their jambalaya is fire. They have multiple, so it depends on which one you get. The one I had was good. I can't remember the name of it, but the one I had was good.
I'd rather go to like a seafood spot for jambalaya.
Oh yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying, like for cheesecake, they actually
Applebee's. I'd rather go to Applebee's
than cheesecake.
Yes,
I feel sorry for you.
I'd rather go to Applebee's, bro.
I feel sorry for your taste.
What are you getting?
I know that food gonna be good every time.
Every time.
Applebee's gonna hit every time, but it's like cheesecake is just so exquisite. I love it. Their food is so elegant.
So you going for the experience, basically.
I'm going for the food.
Nah, you going for the experience. Because their food isn't better than Applebee's.
Yes, it is. What?
Oh, my God.
What?
I'll make a poll.
This nigga always quick to run to a poll.
I'll be right. My poll wins.
Twitter be delusional. I be telling you all the time.
He doesn't like when I make polls, because the polls I make actually don't go in his favor.
Oh, man. Niggas be delusional. Niggas gonna say cheesecake. I don't know what the beef is niggas got against damn Applebee's, but it has to stop. Applebee's food is I don't know what the beef is against Applebee's, but this shit's out of control. Niggas is out of control. Niggas get a little bit of money in their pocket and think they can't eat at Applebee's. I eat at Applebee's every time I come home down there. Y'all don't got Applebee's up there? You want to stunt for your friends?
We only got one, but it's trash.
you want to stunt with your friends?
I'm not even gonna lie. We only got one Applebee's in this whole area, and it's trash. Like, I'm not even lying to you. I can't handle a trash Applebee's. You have to be like, I'm using St. Pete Applebee's are like very good Applebee's.
That shit hit, yeah.
So if next time you come up here, we'll go to the Applebee's here. You're gonna be like, this is terrible. I'm so disappointed.
Hey, bro. Ever since your ass put me on Zaxby's, I haven't been since. But I've been thinking about that damn Zaxby's. So next time I do come up there, I'm definitely getting Zaxby's first.
Yeah, Zaxby's hit.
That shit hit. I don't know. Hey, what was that you got though?
I be getting the wings and things.
Yeah, what was the sauce though?
They got the Zax sauce. I get Zax sauce, ranch, blue cheese, and a honey mustard. You probably thinking of the Zax sauce that I had.
I thought we had two. We had two different types of wings. I had got the same thing you got.
Oh, you talking about the sauce that come on the wings?
Yeah.
It was like a spicy honey mustard, and then it was like a sweet spicy Asian flavor.
Yeah. That shit was fire. That shit was definitely fire, bro. But all right, bro. Let's get into it.
You are now listening to the Q&E Podcast.
Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddamn.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Q&E Podcast. You're here with your boy Q Hicks right now. I got Edgar on the other line. Edgar, tell the people what's good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Q&E Podcast. Today, we are joined by our close friend, our brother, Larry Williams, a.k.a. Black. He was one of our contest winners. He was a second-place winner for the anniversary that we had, the anniversary raffle. So, Black, say what up to the people.
What's good, y'all?
Yeah, bro. Congratulations on winning, bro. That nigga Edgar, bro. I'm going to tell you what he said when we had picked your name, bro. I'm going to tell you what he had said. He was like, man, he's like, you need to pick again. You need to pick again. Like, we already had Black on.
We done had Black on like 2-3 times.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, we done had Black on like 2-3 times. Everybody gonna see that he won, and they gonna be like, they picking favorites.
Like, this shit is rigged. Boy.
I was like, when I tell y'all this was the most random type thing that we could have did to pick winners, and we honestly didn't expect it to be him.
That shit was crazy, bro.
That was hilarious.
I'm glad your
that shit dead ass, bro. I saw that shit and I was like, hold up, why am I being tagged? No way. All right, shit.
I was like, I gotta give this man $10 and he be on the pod like every other day.
That's what was funny about it. I'm giving you $10 to get on the pod.
we
You
talked to you
already
almost
on the
every
pod.
day.
When the last time you was on the pod though, Black? It's been a minute though.
It was a few months ago.
Few months.
Mhm.
No, it might have been longer than that.
For real?
I think the last time he was on, bro, is when we was doing the all-time list. That's when we had Steve on for like 5 minutes. I think the last time, that's the last time Black was on. And that was like
that was months ago.
May.
That was like earlier this year.
That was in May. And so we ain't have him on.
I wasn't.
I think it was
Nah, we didn't do an all-time list. We did a top 5 at every position, was it?
Top 5.
Yeah.
We dove into a lot that episode. We dove into a lot. So if y'all haven't listened to that, definitely go and check that out, bro. I think that was like in May. So definitely go ahead and check that out. First things first, before we get into anything, I definitely want to say rest in peace to King Von. Definitely another tragedy in the rap community, bro. Just started listening to him. Took it to the trust issues. Fuck your man. I'm like, man, I'm listening to all this shit. And then like literally a couple of weeks later, the man passes away tragically, man. Definitely RIP and prayers up to his family. That jump was definitely tragic, bro. So prayers up. But let's dive into
prayers up for, I don't want to say his name wrong, so if I say his name wrong, I apologize. But a rapper Mo3, M03, Dallas rapper.
Oh yeah, I seen that too.
I'm sorry if I apologize if I said his name wrong, but condolences to his family, prayers up for everybody involved.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he got gunned down too in his hometown.
Man. And it's funny because King Von really moved out of his hometown of Chicago, went to Atlanta really to chill out and to cool down. And to see that he still got gunned down the way he got gunned down after seeing the video, it's just like, man, the troubles follow you wherever you go, bro. Real deal. So Chicago.
And it's crazy, just to speak on that, it's crazy because a lot of these rappers, we look at them like, a lot of y'all ain't really living what y'all talking about, blah, blah, blah. But some of these people, he was. He was. Like, some of these people really do live what they rap about. They rap about shit that they don't really did, and everybody, we know Von ain't no saint. He done caught bodies and all this and that. He beat murder trials back and forth. So it's like, I don't never want to say nobody deserves to die, but it's like that circle of karma that come in that lifestyle that you live. Even after you calm down and try to leave that lifestyle, like Quincy said, it follows you. Sometimes it picks you off, sometimes it don't.
Yeah,
so
bro.
Rest in peace to him. Sad story, but that's a lesson to anybody that's in the game. Like, look, if you're gonna be in that lifestyle, like, you either gonna be like Yak or you're gonna be in the grave. You know what I'm saying? You rarely see people just stay out of both. Like, so just know that.
Yeah, bro. All right, man. Let's move on to the NFL, man. This is a jam-packed episode, bro. So we definitely got to dive into it, man. We got the NFL, we got NBA, got a little bit of college football. You already know we got the entertainment. Social media wants to know. So definitely stay tuned for all the time that we will be on. So first, Seahawks versus Bills, bro. Again, I don't want to see that ugly ass smile. I already know what you're looking like.
Hey, I picked the Seahawks. I picked the Seahawks to win, but I wasn't mad that the Bills won.
Mm-hmm. So how did you feel after this win, bro? How did you feel?
First off, I was shocked and I was pissed because I was like, damn, Quincy got an extra game on me because I was already down by like 3 or 4 games by that point. So I was mad that the Seahawks lost, but I was definitely glad to see the Bills improve after they up and down over the past 3-4 games. So to see them show up against a team like Seattle and get that win, I'm definitely proud to see Josh Allen back on track. Stephon Diggs is now the leading receiver in the league. I forgot how many yards he got. I just looked like an hour ago. But
800 and something.
Yeah, he lead the league in receiving yards, and he already at 800 something in the season. Only just over halfway over. So I definitely predict him to probably hit 1,200. Not even gonna lie to you.
Easy. Oh, easy. Yeah. So Black, bro, how are you feeling about the Seahawks defense right now, bro? Everybody they have played, they have given up about 300 to 400 yards passing to, bro. So we see Papa Russ, and we see that he was winning games in the beginning of the season, but it looks like the defensive deficiencies have caught up with this team because we have seen recent slides and losses. So how are you feeling about the team as a whole right now?
I think they're just one of those teams that's offensively they're top 5 in the league, but like as we say with most sports, defense wins championships, and it's kind of hard to have this MVP caliber player at quarterback, and you have this guy that's you have this great receiver and this offense that just looks like they're firing on all cylinders, and then you have this defense that says, well, we tried and giving up.
Did they even try?
A game. Like, this is coming from a Falcons fan, so it feels good to see other defenses be bad, but it's like y'all have like a legit. Prior to the season, we were looking at y'all like y'all are, Super Bowl contenders, and to see y'all defense look like bottom 5 in the league is kind of shocking because, like, for the past, I'll say up this past decade, we looked at, Legion of Boom. Like, this was that defense. You didn't want to go in Seattle. You didn't want to play this defense. And now it's just like, we get to play Seattle this week?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's like, yeah, we already been, this is about.
It's like even if it's a possibility of losing, it's like, hey, we got just as big of a possibility to win as if like the past few years where we didn't. So I totally agree. And that defense not being where it used to be with the Legion of Boom, even a few years after that, they weren't the Legion of Boom, but they were still a strong presence with certain names that they still had, but no fans. So the 12th man is also missing. So, yeah, it's easy to have a 30, 40-point game on Seattle every other week.
But I will still stick to my premise that I said last week that the Bills suck. Yes, you played the Seahawks, but you still suck at the end of the day. Their record does not show the real Bills. I have seen full games of the Bills. The record does not show the true story.
So remember the question that I asked this like 2-3 weeks ago. When I asked if the Colts were the worst team with the winning record, do you feel like the Bills are the worst team with the winning record?
They're not the worst team with the winning record, but they're definitely not a 7-2 team is what I will say. Because, yes, Josh Allen had an MVP performance on Sunday, but he does not play like this every week. He's very inconsistent because we've seen the first 3 games, dude was hitting on all cylinders. Next 3 games, he's struggling. Now, on this game, everybody eats against the Seahawks, so it's just like, okay, cool. I'm going to just put that game to the side. But I'm really looking at his inconsistency and the defense, and I'm like, both of those, how can I really trust those? So I really don't see a 7-2 team. Yes, they're 7-2. Yes, they're getting the wins, but I still see them as Super Bowl pretenders down the line. Yes, they will win the NFC East, but I don't see them getting far in the playoffs. I really can't trust Josh Allen or the defensive side of the ball from what I've seen. And that's why I always say the Bills suck right now, bro. I just can't rock with it, bro. I can't. But how are we feeling about Russ's MVP chances right now? So, like we said, he started 5-0, did he not? Did he start 5-0?
Mm-hmm.
I think he started.
They were undefeated till I thought they were 6-0, and then they lost their first game.
I think they 5-3 right now. Are they 5-3 or 6-3?
Not sure. They might be.
They might be that. Whatever they were. They started off hot in the season, but they lost their last few games, man. So how are we feeling about Russ's MVP chance? Do we still have him at number 1? You have him at number 2 behind Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Black, how you feeling right now about the MVP race?
They're 6-2. Seattle 6-2.
6-2.
6-2. It's their 3rd game. Lost, no? They lost. This was the 3rd game they lost. It should be 6-3.
Yeah, Google ain't updated. They ain't updated.
It should be 6-3 though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But how you feeling about his MVP chances though, Black?
I feel like his MVP chances are
they
still high.
Right.
They are 6-2.
They 6-2.
Oh yeah. I'm looking. Yeah, damn. Yeah, they 6-2.
I feel like they lost 3 games. That shit definitely feel like they lost 3 games.
I thought they lost to the Vikings, but they won by 1 point. That's what it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But we
only
still
lost to the Bills and the what you call it.
Yeah, but we've seen slippage though. He's not playing the MVP style that he was in the beginning. We're starting to see interceptions now. I think he had a couple of interceptions this past weekend. I think against the Cardinals, he had 3 picks. It's just like, whoa, you ain't hitting on all cylinders like you were earlier in the season. So do you still have him at that number 1 position in the MVP race?
I don't have him at number 1. I have him at number 2, but I think that just comes with him starting to feel the load of just how much you're carrying this team. You know, when your defense can be solid enough, can be average, you know, like they don't have to be great when you have an MVP contender, but when your defense is average, you know, you're not carrying the whole load because they're doing just enough, keeping you off the field just
but
enough
don't break.
to get rested. Yeah, exactly. But when you have to literally go out and put up points and drive the length of the field and, you know, I'm not going to say all you have, but, you know, your big receiver is DK Metcalf, and, you know, that's where it looks like a lot of your offense is coming from. Then it's like, you're going to start seeing slip-ups. You're going to start seeing, maybe not the rust that we saw earlier in the season. So I still have him up there because –
Who's your number one?
I have Aaron Rodgers up there.
Aaron Rodgers number one. Okay. Because I posted the MVP race on the podcast Twitter page, and it was like the closest it's been all year. Russell Wilson was still the leader, but it was like 38% and 31% for Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. So it's the closest it's ever been right now in everybody's eyes. So, Edgar, how you feeling about Russ MVP race?
He's still my number one option right now. Everybody know before the season started, I had Cam winning the MVP because I thought he would just come into New England and just shake the room. But obviously that's not going to happen. But like you said, Quincy has said several times.
That's what I'm saying. We have to have a right turn and a wrong turn episode because I've been right. Yeah. I've been wrong a lot this year. I ain't even going to lie.
Me too. I really thought Cam was going to have it in the bag this year, but obviously not. But Russ has definitely proven that even though these past few games, it's been downhill for him kind of because of the pressure that Larry was talking about. It's like you finally got that pressure now of having to carry this team. I feel like that's just still a testament to the fact that he's putting up the touchdowns that he's putting up. Yes, he has like 8 or 9 interceptions on the season, but that's because his passing percentage is way higher than other quarterbacks right now because he has to carry so much with this team. Mm-hmm. And you got Lockett, you got Metcalf, but other than those two, like Larry said, it's like you don't really have anything else. So you're just throwing a lot of 50-50 balls with certain receivers a lot of times. So it depends on how many interceptions he throws. I feel like that's where it's going to come down to whether he wins it or not.
I don't like the way you said that, bro. You said they got DK Metcalf and Tyler got Lockett and nothing else. Have you seen what Cam has been playing with this last couple of weeks? And y'all calling that nothing to play with?
That's crazy. I ain't saying that's nothing to play with. It's just, I'm just saying if one of those go down or both of those go down, you ain't got no tight end option really. You ain't got no others. I mean, Lockett is a slot receiver, but if Lockett go down, you ain't got no other slot options, and you ain't got no tight ends really. So. And
when are we gonna see Josh Gordon? Josh Gordon just chilling over there. We ain't seen that man yet. Man.
That man racking up the paycheck, man.
I ain't mad at him, bro. He's probably smoking it up still.
I was about to say he probably finally just smoking and chilling. This is all he wanted. Pay me for doing this? All right. This is all he wanted, just to smoke and chill and be on the roster. This is all he wanted.
Hey man, dude got the sweetest job in the NFL, bro. Dude just sit on the bench and rack up the paycheck.
He ain't getting touched. He probably gonna get signed again next year for a contract. My man is chilling right now, bro.
All he got to do is just go to practice and go to film.
Yeah. Bro, that man living the life, bro. But now, bro, I still have Russ at number one. I do want to say that before we move on. But I want to move on to the Jets versus Pats game, bro, since we talking about weapons and things like that. Woo! That game was a whole. You picked the Jets. It's funny because you picked the Jets.
I picked the Jets, and the score damn near was what I was going to call it because I think I said 28-14 when we was on the pod. And at one point, it was like 27-17 or some shit like that. I was like, damn, I was just off by like a few points. But I think the score ended up being like
30-27.
Yeah, 27 or something like that. But that game had me on my feet, and it wasn't in a good way. It really wasn't.
I wasn't going to blame Cam. Bro, Cam played good to me.
And I said that.
Cam played good to me, but just the defense played terrible and no weapons. It's just like he's bereft of talent right now, but he has nothing. It's nothing.
And I said Cam was going to have a great game. I was like, Cam going to have a great game, but they're still going to lose. And the Jets was going to get their first win. And it damn near happened.
Yeah. Wasn't Cam through halftime like 22 through 24 or something?
That was like in the third quarter, he was something like that. Yeah.
That was nuts.
That's crazy. But that was a lot of check downs involved. So I do want to say that was a lot of check downs to the RB. But you got to think about who his wide receivers are. I think 14 of his passes was to Jacoby Myers. That's his number one wide receiver right now. That's his number one wide receiver. And I'm seeing everybody talk about, man, this might be Cam's last year. Oh, Cam shouldn't get signed to another contract. But it's just like, y'all not baking in who he's playing with right now. Yes, exactly. Cam has struggled in games. And yes, I have called out Cam when he has been terrible. But when you look at Monday night, I don't know how you just can't see that the talent level is just different. I could have asked you guys on Monday night if the Jets and the Patriots have the same amount of talent. And I don't think you guys could have disagreed. I really don't think you could have on the offensive side or defensive side of the ball. And the defensive side of the ball is supposed to be your strong suit. And even they was giving up points.
Dude, honestly, the Jets got a better running back option because they got LaMichael Pirine back there and who else they got back there?
Frank Gore.
Yeah, they got Gore.
I like the Patriots running back. I like the Patriots running backs. Like the offensive line and the running backs are really the key to the offense.
I mean, I do too, but I low-key like the Jets backfield low-key a little bit more.
But Black, how do you feel like, because this was the topic around town, should Cam regret signing with the Patriots due to the talent that he's working with right now and the reputation that he's getting this season?
I'd say no. You know, it's not like a lot of teams are knocking down Cam's door to come get you a contract. I mean, looking at leading up to this point, you had decent seasons with the Panthers, but it's like, with the emergence of Christian McCaffrey, it's like, was it really Cam or was it really Christian? Or Cam looks like he's fallen off. He's been injured the last couple of times. So coming off an injury, nobody's really going to take a chance on you. So when you have a team, especially, the Patriots led by Bill Belichick, and, you don't really have too high expectations. It's like, all right, you come in, you prove yourself, you have a good year, and then, you go on about your business. So I wouldn't regret it if I were him. I don't think he regrets it. I just think it's more of a, I'm happy that I signed here. I'm happy that I got the opportunity. But God damn, can I get some help? Like, can you sign somebody else? Can I at least get a tight end that somebody knows? Like the average fan can't name their receivers or their running backs.
Right.
The casual fan can. And so it's hard for people to – it's easy for people to look at Cam and be like, what's his record? How many wins did he have? Oh, yeah, he's trash. He's washed up. And it's like, all right, with any other of your favorite quarterbacks, you can name their wide receivers. If you try naming Cam's, you're going to have to look it up unless you're a regular fan. So.
And Edgar, I will ask you this question, bro, because what would Tom Brady's record be with this team? Because we can't think this was the same team from last year, because you got to bake in the defensive opt-outs that were, I think they had 7 defensive starters opted out.
Right.
The offensive starters, Edelman was hurt this past couple of weeks. N'Keal Harry has been hurt the last couple of weeks. So, like, the offense not even the same and the defense not the same. So would the outcome and the record still be the same even if Brady was here?
I honestly believe so. If Brady was still with New England, this would honestly be Tom Brady's first losing season in his career. Like, even with Tampa, with the 3 games that we've struggled with and have terribly lost, it's like he still has a winning record and is projected to win about 10 games still by the end of the year, at least. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if he was with this Patriots team, he'll probably be in the same predicament. Like going towards a 7-9, 6-10, maybe 8-8 season, which we've never seen from Brady.
Because the defense carried them last year. Defense was the number 1 defense last year.
And the fact a lot of them opted out, and the fact that you still dealing with injuries with Edelman, Gronk probably wouldn't have came back to New England because I think Gronk wanted out of New England. Like, even though, yes, he did want to play with Brady again in Tampa, Gronk just wanted out of New England in general. So you weren't going to get Gronk back. Edelman's hurt. And everybody else has either just been drafted or got picked up in free agency and just nobody knows who they are. So I think it still would have been the same type of situation. Yeah.
So I agree with y'all on both fronts, man. I don't think he should regret signing with the Patriots at all, being that it was his only destination. And I honestly thought it was going to – coming into the season, I had high expectations, 9-6 or 9-7, 10-6 expectations. But it's just like, damn. I didn't know his wide receiver core was going to be depleted like this. And I was expecting the Patriots defense, honestly, to carry this team. I thought it was going to be the same type of defense, like a top 5, maybe a top 3 defense, but it's just like, damn, bro.
No, I wasn't predicting no higher than like maybe a top 15 defense in
top
the league.
15 defense. I expected the defense to be better than what it has been, though.
I really expected it to be like average. They were going to have like an average middle of the pack type defense.
I just expected that because even with the opt-outs, it's just like you got Bill Belichick, the greatest defensive mind, bro. He going to make something shake. Because that's just the respect I have in Belichick. Probably was off with all the opt-outs, but it's just that's how much respect I have for Bill Belichick. So I'm like, he's going to make something shake, top 10 defense. Okay, we're going to move on. And Cam just doesn't have to turn the ball over and just do what Cam does. But it's like, man.
It's turned into something way bigger than that.
Completely different, bro. Completely different. So it's nothing that I can say. But I was listening to Matt Kellerman, and he was making a good point, man. It's just like the Patriots are honestly 2 players away from being 5-3 right now, because we remember at Seattle, they were at the 1 yard line, and then the Cam fumble a couple of weeks ago. Like, those were possibly 2 wins on the line. So this season could have been completely different if those 2 plays go the wrong way. But right now they're sitting at 3-5. So it's just like, damn, bro. But do y'all expect Cam to be back in with the Pats next season?
I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
I want to say I don't expect it, but I think it's one of those things where he has none of the offers that he's going to receive are probably going to be better than what the offer he's going to get from the Patriots. So I see him back this year.
And that's what I was going for as well. I don't think nobody's going to offer him, especially off the reputation he's getting. Because after a good game against the Jets, it still feel like he's getting a lot of heat, a lot of slander. And it's just like, man, I know it was the Jets, but damn, the Jets didn't play like the Jets on Monday night. But it's just like, he going to get the blame when they win. I mean, when they lose. And I feel like he ain't going to get the credit when they win. So it's just like shit crazy right now in that New England. But let's move over to the Saints versus Bucs game, bro. What's wrong with the Bucs?
Ooh,
what's wrong with the Bucs?
When I tell y'all as a diehard fan,
38-3.
That hurt to watch. That was one of the most painful football games over the past few years that I have ever watched. Like, Brady looked terrible.
You watched the whole game?
I watched 3.5 quarters. Like, by the time I got to 8 minutes in the fourth, I was like, no, I'm not watching this no more. It's over.
It's real deep.
So Brady played terrible. The defense was playing like they just never played football before. The receivers got locked down. I don't know what it is with Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore, but Lattimore has had this man number since Evans came into the league. I don't know why. I don't know why Mike can't even get a target when he played against this man, but all the receivers, especially Mike, got shut down this game. AB had a few catches, so he made his Buccaneers debut kind of okay. But just all around, it was just terrible. Half of his throws were terrible. The O-line, man,
don't blame nobody else. When y'all win, y'all be giving Brady all the credit.
No, I don't.
Y'all need to give that damn Brady some damn blame right now.
Were you watching the game? Brady couldn't even stand up. No, he was making terrible throws. I just said.
I was about to say, let's keep it a bean now.
No, when Brady had time, it was like 50-50. He was either going to throw a dime or he was going to throw a terrible pass, and it was almost going to be intercepted. That was the game the entire time. But you also have to pay attention to the O-line. That defensive front, that front seven from New Orleans was eating our O-line alive. Like, it was some plays where as soon as Brady touched the ball, he had people closing in on him off rip, and the receivers couldn't even get open. So I'm just like, man, this is sad. Todd Bowles, you got a lot of going back to the drawing board to do with this defense. Bruce Arians, we got to just throw this L in the trash. But one thing my cousin said was that in Brady's career, he always has a game like this. He always has an embarrassing-ass game that ends up fueling him later for the playoffs when he meets that team that gave him that embarrassing-ass game.
But this is the second embarrassment.
I mean, but that just might be more fuel to the fire, you know what I'm saying? Maybe
is it a tale of what's to come in the playoffs, though? If y'all see the Saints in the playoff, is this what we're going to see?
Playoff, I can't give up on playoff Brady yet. Regular season Brady, yeah, we got swept. But when playoffs come, it's like when Braun with the playoffs come. Braun could lose to the same team 3 times in the regular season. But playoff Braun, it could be the same as that roster, but playoff Braun is a whole different Braun. And I feel like playoff Brady is an entirely different Brady, especially with all these weapons he got. So it's kind of the same situation.
So, Black, what did you see on Sunday night from both teams, man?
There's something I've always seen from Brady that, I don't know, maybe it's just been me personally, but Brady's always kind of had one of these games where he's always had a kind of career where he makes some questionable passes that you're like, ugh, had it not been for that receiver, that could have been a real bad pass. That could have been a real ugly play. He takes a lot of risks that just so happens to work out because he's that great. Mm-hmm. But there are going to be those games where you make those passes that you're like, it's risky, but I got a good receiver. Or maybe not my best throw, but it's Mike Evans on the other end. I got it. It's AB on the other end. I got it. It's Godwin on the other end. I got it. It's Gronk. Mm-hmm. Where there's going to be some times where there's some teams that you play that's like, nah, where your receivers aren't going to catch it. You're not going to have the time in the pocket that you normally have, that you want to have. And in that time, that's when you have to say, all right, I can't make the risky passes. I got to do what I do. I got to be TB12. And I just didn't see that. I mean, it looked like Brady was shaking after the first half. He looked probably the worst that I've ever seen. Like me a couple years ago when I was a Brady hater, I would have loved this, but it was just kind of like you've been down before. You've come back from 4. I mean, motherfucker, you came back from 28-3. Like you can come back from this. So this is, it may not be the playoffs or playoff Brady, but you've been down a lot worse. There's no reason that everybody should be able to see that you look this shaken. And some of those decisions that he made after that were just like, all right, Brady's saying, all right, I'm on to the next game already.
Basically,
I'm just gonna throw this ball up and I'm gonna move on with it. I'm already pissed. Who cares? We lost. We're still at the top of the division in my eyes. Let's just get on to the next game. And you can't do that in the middle of a game. Maybe the average quarterback can, but Tom Brady can't. You can't do that. You don't have that. You're too great to be able to just throw games away in the middle of the game. So
yeah,
right.
But we seen this from Brady, man. Once you get pressure on Brady, he finna have one hell of a game. And the Saints defensive line front 7 is crazy. They finna get on your ass. And we see that in both games. And that's why I asked you, if they see the Saints in the playoffs, I can see the same type of scenario going on, because you already said it with Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore. That man is Mike Evans' kryptonite. And that front 7 looking like Brady kryptonite right now. So if you get pressure on Brady, it can be a long day. The offensive line been holding up this whole season. But we see if you get pressure on him, he looking like a different quarterback.
But remember now, we both have pointed out that when it come down and it's playoff time, what the Saints always do.
Yeah.
So,
but what the Saints gonna win
on
a game in the playoffs.
On offense,
it doesn't. They're gonna win a game in the playoffs. It might not be the one to get them where they need
against
to
the Bucs. Will they play the Bucs in the first round?
But that's what I'm saying.
Will they play the Bucs in the first round and then lose in the second round? God knows who.
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying. But let's say case scenario comes where we are the second round game for them. Would we be the game where they actually fold when everybody's like, the Saints have dominated them throughout the regular season? This should be an easy win, even if we are looking formidable. But an official makes a call on this play late in the game, or everybody's like, well, this call earlier in the game changed the entire script for the game. Are the Saints going to be in that predicament whether they play us or not? I feel like the Saints might hit that wall again. I mean, I hope not, because I hate the fact that – I want us to beat the Saints. I don't want the Saints to have the opportunity instead of us. But I hate the fact over the last couple of years, like, officiating has been the reason the Saints haven't really made it, even though I can't fully blame the officials, because football is too much of a team game for it to come down to one call.
Yeah. But I don't know, bro. I still think the Bucs will be good, bro, and they'll still be explosive and dynamic. But what I seen on Sunday, I thought they were going to not run through the Saints. I thought they were going to have a very good game, especially with Antonio Brown coming onto the team. I thought they were going to have a very explosive game. And I
think nobody expected it to go like that at all whatsoever.
At all, bro.
This is really this is a burn the tape game.
Yeah, it is. It's more for the defense, honestly, because I think the offensive game plan was terrible. Y'all didn't run the ball at all. Like, I didn't get what the game plan was. And y'all just threw the ball the whole night. And the defense was running zone all the time. But y'all corners are man-to-man corners. So I didn't understand why y'all running zone. Shit just didn't make sense all around, bro. So, yeah, like you said, throw it in the trash. But now let's move on to 2 Wild Wednesdays.
Yes.
Whole lot of shit.
Whole lot of hot takes. Whole lot of
shit for this shit. Whole lot of shit. All right, bro. The first one I have is Brian Flores is the coach of the year.
Too wild.
Too wild or not too wild?
Too wild. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care about Tua time. I like Tua, but no, too wild.
Black, I see what's on your heart, Black. What's going on? What's on your heart, man?
Let me say this before Black even start. The Patriots are in a terrible position, and the Jets are the Jets. So automatically, the Dolphins were going to be the second best team in the division. That's the only reason they are where they are. So we're not just gonna give Coach of the Year.
I'm not gonna agree with you on that, bro. I'm not gonna agree with you. Even though you did predict that, I'm gonna give you your credit. You predicted they were gonna be second in the NFC East. Most people did not expect the Dolphins to look this good. I'm telling you, most people did not. And Coach of the Year really goes to the coach that has exceeded expectations and not really the best coach. Because we know the best coach right now is definitely Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
But the person that is exceeding the most expectations is Brian Flores. So that's why I would say not too wild. So, Black, who will you go with?
I say it's not too wild, but I will throw my butt in. It depends on what record the Steelers finish with, in my opinion. Because like you said, nobody expected the Dolphins to look as good as they do, but at the same time, you can't ignore a team that's undefeated.
That's facts.
And no, I don't think I kind of expected the Steelers because they do this for a while. They go in, they have their couple average seasons where they may or may not make the playoffs. And then out of nowhere, they start like 7-1. And you're like, yo, where did this come from? So I didn't expect the Steelers to be this good, which is why I say it depends on how they finish the record. But, if they finish 10-6, I know it's hard to see. I don't see them finishing anything like 10-6, but let's say they finish shaky on the end. I could see it definitely going to Brian Flores.
Yeah, and we see that Ben Roethlisberger, I think he's on the COVID list now, so he's going to be out for a week or two. So they're going to be with Mason Rudolph, and we seen his game last year is Pooh Nanny. So we don't even got to worry, but that's a couple of losses right there. So, the undefeated season might be over.
I don't know, though. They got talent everywhere else, and I trust Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has gotten into that Bill Belichick domain of trust.
Whoa.
I've trusted him.
You said of trust.
He's a black man, but I wouldn't take it that far now.
No.
I wouldn't take it that far now.
When it comes to trusting, like the coaching of a team, he's definitely reached that caliber. Now, can he just make any situation work like Belichick has over the past 20 years? No, I'm not going to say that. But the level of trust I have to make what he has that's above average work, yes. Bill Belichick has made below average shit look like average or above average. I'm not saying Mike Tomlin can do that, but give Mike Tomlin enough average and above average pieces, he going to make this shit work. And that's the type of pieces you have around Mason Rudolph since Ben Roethlisberger is not playing. You got some elite players with Juju Smith-Schuster and stuff like that, and you're running back, but it's like everybody else is above average, so it's no excuse to switch out Ben Roethlisberger and Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph can get the job done. Is he elite? No, but can you do something with the talent that you have to get wins still? Yes.
Somebody named Duck Hodges came in for Mason Rudolph and played better than him. I don't think he's the guy at all. I don't think he's the guy at all. He's the main reason they went 8-8 last year with the number one defense. He was the main reason of them going 8-8 with the same wide receivers. So I don't know. If he only in there for a couple of games, I agree with you.
Yeah, if I'll say if Ben is out for 2 weeks, can Mason get you 1-1? And even then, that's a little shaky. I could easily see him taking out 0-2.
The next couple of games is Punani though. They trash games. I think they got the Bengals. The Bengals might be on the schedule, and somebody else.
They got the Bengals at home.
Yeah.
And then they got the Ravens at home.
Okay.
If Ben only out 1 week, they're gonna be 1-0. If they gotta face the Ravens right after the Bengals with Big Ben still out, they probably gonna be 1-1.
But I think this sets the stage for, like I told you guys in the group chat, where there could be that team that you just don't expect to come and knock them off that undefeated streak. I think this kind of sets the table for it. You got your star quarterback going down or going on the COVID list. You got your backup quarterback that led you to 8-8. The Bengals just picked up Tack McKinley, who can maybe give any sort of juice to your defense.
This is coming from an Atlanta Falcons fan.
I mean, hopefully he can give your defensive line some sort of energy, some sort of juice or anything. And Joe Burrow's looked solid all year. So, this
That could be. They on upset alert for sure, though. They on upset alert for sure. And they game after that is the Jaguars. So those are two winnable games, though. Those two winnable.
I'm not surprised by the Bengals right now because they gave me a L last week that nobody was expecting to happen.
What they lost?
They beat who the Bengals beat?
That was the week before. That was the week before they beat.
That was the week before? I thought it was last week.
Look at that boy. That boy got post-traumatic
yes. Yes.
Traumatic loss depression. That boy can't even remember the weeks.
PTLD.
PTLD. Oh man. All right, the next one. Cam will be back with the Pats in 2021. We already talked about it a little bit. How y'all feeling? Too wild, not too wild?
Not too wild. What were the percentages on the other ones?
Okay, for the first one for Brian Flores, it was 62% not too wild.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam will be back with the Pats in 2021. This had the most votes, damn near 100 votes. Had 53% not too wild on that one. This was closer than I thought. I thought it was going to be a lot of hating ass folks saying, wow, I really thought it was going to be like that. So I was like, oh, okay, y'all can see what I'm seeing too. And I think if Cam come back next year, man, I think it can definitely be another team. They have a lot of picks and a lot of cap space, and I'm expecting all the defensive opt-outs to come back next season. Hopefully. It might be Corona again next year, so I really can't call it right now. But hopefully everything works out for Cam. But I can definitely see him back for the team because I don't think Bill Belichick wants to spend a high pick on a quarterback. I honestly don't. Next one. The Seahawks are Super Bowl pretenders because of their defense. Too wild or not too wild?
What did I vote on that?
Not too wild.
That they are pretenders? You said not too wild?
Pretenders.
I think I voted
I voted too wild. You voted not too wild?
Yeah, I voted not too wild. But I'm going to change my opinion on that. I think it's too wild.
Why? With their defense,
I also think it's too wild. It's too wild.
With their defense playing like this.
I mean, we've seen teams with bad defenses and great offenses. Well, I have seen.
But is it sustainable though? Is it sustainable? We already see it's weighing on Papa Russ now. Is it sustainable?
Yeah,
it is.
He can definitely
had their bye week already?
Huh?
Have they had their bye week already?
I don't think so.
Yes, they have. They have 8 games. They have had their bye week. Yep.
Oh yeah, cause they're a game. Yeah, they're a game behind everybody else.
Yep, they have their bye week.
I still think it's too wild. You have an MVP quarterback, and I mean he has shouldered the load, and even though it's starting to weigh on him, I believe there's that second win that you get. When you can smell the playoffs, but you say, all right, now we need to kick it in second gear. I know I've been tired. We need to rally. We need to get it together. We need to pull it together. I just need y'all to be not the worst defense in the league. And I know I can take this.
That's a hard ask at this point. That's a hard ask.
I'm not saying I need y'all to be number one, but can you give me 22?
That's what I'm saying. Give me 22, top 20.
I can give you 33, maybe.
No, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
I can get you 33. Hey,
the fact that there's 32 teams and you said 33.
Take it or leave it. I'm talking about the defense. I can hold them to 33 now.
It's 32 teams in the league. What do you mean 33?
I'm talking about 33 points.
You mean points per game?
Oh,
yeah, 33 points.
I thought you meant like the 33rd best team. I was like, it's
only 33 points per game. Yeah.
I just think if your defense can, I'd say, try to hold people to a field goal as much as possible and keep the ball in Russ's hands as long as possible, I think they could make it. Would they win the Super Bowl like that? Not at all. But could they make it like that? Yes.
Yeah.
They could definitely make it.
And that was 57%, not too wild on that one. So people.
Damn, for real? That was close, but I thought they would have went too wild.
All right, next one. The Giants will win the NFC East. Too wild or not too wild?
Too wild. Next question.
Not too wild. All right. What'd you say, Black?
Too wild.
Too wild? Y'all ain't feeling what y'all seeing from the Giants? They almost beating the Bucs. They almost beat Philly. You know what I'm saying? They beat the Skins.
I picked the Giants to actually finish high in the division, but after this season so far, what I'm seeing, like, you're out of your damn mind if you think they're going to win the division.
Y'all believe in the Eagles more than the Giants right now.
I don't believe in any of these teams. I'm just taking what I'm seeing. I'm going with the logical choice, which is the Eagles.
I'm a rock with the football team.
Me too, man. I'm still rocking with the football team, bro. The Giants have been looking better though. I want to give the Giants their credit.
They have though. They have. I was the one who said this entire division should have been on Hard Knocks.
They shouldn't even be in the playoffs. They need to cut this whole division out of the playoff race, bro. Honestly, they have to.
How can you be 2-6 in second place in the division?
Makes no sense. I think the Cowboys still have a chance to make the playoffs, and they haven't won a game in 5 weeks.
Oh, you know what they did? I keep telling y'all, the NFL is going to make the Cowboys make the playoffs somehow.
It's 8 teams.
It's
now.
8 teams now. Yeah. It's 8 teams, so the Cowboys can still be.
That's if. It's an if in that. It's an if in that. It's an if in that.
I don't care. They're gonna find a way.
Like if the season gets canceled.
If the games get canceled, then there will be 8 playoff teams.
They're going to find a way to make sure the Cowboys make.
No, bro, because they record too trash to make a wild card team.
All right. Okay.
They record too trash to make a wild card.
I totally agree with you, but I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I'm just telling you what they're going to make happen. I know what should happen.
Too wild. Too wild. All right, next one. The Saints are the best team in the NFC. Too wild or not too wild?
Not too wild. They beat the hell out of us, and they projected us to be one of the
That's
top
what I
teams.
said, too. I was like, they beat the hell out of my pick, so I was like, I guess they are. So not too wild. Black?
Not too wild.
Not too wild.
That
was 58% too wild on that one. And the last one was 53% too wild for the Giants pick. Next one. Sam Darnold will be the starting quarterback for the Colts in 2021. Too wild or not too wild?
Not too wild.
Not too wild at all. That should happen. That should obviously be a prediction. The Colts should be on the phone right now, honestly.
I like Phillip, but he does need to go.
Hall of Fame Rivers. Nigga was grabbing for somebody nuts this weekend. They couldn't even tackle him. I mean, I know y'all seen the play. Terrible.
Man tripped over his own feet.
Get that man out of here, man. Jesus. Get that man out of here.
You did not say what I think you just.
He was, though, man. Bill was falling down, trying to reach up, grab for anything, and still missed everything. Come on, my G. Phillip Rivers got to get out the league soon, bro.
You got to relax.
12 kids. Oh, my God.
You got to relax.
That man said, go take care of your 12 kids.
Oh, man. He's taking care of his kids. Let me not say that. All right, next one. Russell Westbrook will be a Los Angeles Clipper in 2021.
Too wild.
Too wild.
Yeah.
So we have seen that Russell Westbrook has asked to be or demanded to be out of Houston, bro. So where are y'all landing spots for Russ moving forward?
Damn, for Russ.
I put not too wild on this one. I could easily see him with the Clippers.
I can't. He needs the ball way too much, and Kawhi also.
But do the other players need the ball?
Kawhi needs the ball just as much as Westbrook needs the ball. So that's why I say that wouldn't work. I mean, if this was like 3-4 years ago, Kawhi, I'd probably be like, yeah, but Kawhi has transitioned to where he's a ball-dominant player. He needs the ball in his hands because even when he's playing with the team he has now with Pat Bev only has the ball in his hands for so many seconds before he passes it off to Kawhi. And Russ ain't going to do that. So I don't see that working at all.
I think that's the best possible destination for him, but I don't see him getting traded to the Clippers. I think the Knicks are the people willing to pay him and actually give him like some real time and have him be a star still.
Bro, Russ want to win, bro. He is not chasing no bag. Russ wants to win. He wants to be on a
no contender wants to trade for him.
I know.
Please don't come to the Heat. We do not want you.
I'm just saying he's not gonna, if the Knicks throw him the biggest bag out of all the offers, he's still not going to take it because it's the Knicks.
It doesn't matter where he wants to go. He's on the trade block. He's on if the Knicks come with a good trade, he's getting traded.
I think he fits with the personality of the Clippers and how, they're all want to laugh at other teams because they miss shots and all that kind of nonsense that they have going on with Trez and Pat Bev. He doesn't fit with them other than that. I just don't see it. Like you said, he's too ball dominant. He's one of those players that if you don't put the ball in his hands, I don't see him being effective. Like he hasn't really, he's not going to be a lockdown if he hasn't, like he's one of those players that says, hey, I haven't gotten the ball in 3 possessions. I ain't going to play no defense at all. And especially for a team that's looked at as like a defensive team like that, to have to buy into the team. I think as much as he wants to win a ring while also getting paid, like
it's not a ring isn't meant for everybody though, bro. We gotta just think about that, man. You just need to go off into the sunset, get your stats, bro, and just chill. AI didn't have a ring. It's still one of the greatest of all time, bro. It's not that big of a deal. It really not.
Russ said he wanted to facilitate though, and I don't see him facilitating well on the Clippers. You're not facilitating that team.
Yeah,
you're not a facilitator at all in general. Yeah. You're not a facilitator.
You wanted to be like OKC where he was dribbling all the time. Yeah, he was setting up everything.
I'm really looking at all the teams right now, trying to figure out where.
It's not too many destinations. That's why I said the Knicks. The Knicks are a real deal possible destination.
It's not realistic, but I'd like to see him go to a team like the Magic. It's not realistic.
I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm just gonna be quiet.
Magic. The man, who would they trade for them? Would they trade Aaron Gordon for him?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing he would trade.
Ooh, I wouldn't trade Vooch for him. I wouldn't trade Vooch. I probably would trade Aaron Gordon for him though.
Or who's the other backup center that they drafted? They got another
Isaac.
Bamba. I didn't give up Bamba for him. If I have Vucevic, yeah.
I'm really looking at all these teams right now. Who the hell would trade for Russell Westbrook?
The New York Knicks. I'm telling you 15 times now, man. That is the real deal destination for him. I don't see any.
Who are the Rockets taking from the Knicks?
That's what I'm saying.
Whole lot of young pieces. Whole lot of young pieces. Man.
Okay, if they do that with the Knicks, I'm telling you right now, they're cleaning house and James Harden is leaving.
I wouldn't be surprised. I almost put that for 2 Wild Wednesday, bro. Almost. Or both of them going to get traded.
I said that a few weeks ago. They're either going to keep Harden and try this shit one more time, or they're just going to clean house and completely start over with a rebuild. Those are the only 2 options.
It's not a winning franchise. You're not going to win.
That's true. That's definitely true, bro. Bro. I don't think winning's in their future at all.
Damn. It really ain't nobody that I would.
It's not a good trade.
Nobody.
All right, bro.
Hold on. Spurs?
No.
Pop does not want that man on his team, bro.
You just said Pop might not be there. What if Pop ain't there?
Becky Hammond don't want him on her team.
let me
Tim
stop.
Duncan doesn't want him on.
Yeah.
The season starts in a month. Let me stop.
Crazy. All right, next one. Tua will be the best and most successful quarterback of this 2020 draft class. Too wild or not too wild?
Not too wild. I low-key got Herbert being the best, but that's not too wild to say Tua could be.
So you have Herbert being the best, though?
Mm-hmm.
I think Tua will be the best. Not too wild, most definitely. Who you got being the best out of Burrow, Herbert, and Tua?
I have Burrow being the best, but I have Tua and Herbert having better teams.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. But what I seen on Sunday, bro, that was some shit. And everybody was trying to – you seen Cowherd. I know you seen Cowherd talking mad shit, trying to – bro, after one game, he was trying to get Tua up out of Miami. That shit was blowing me, my guy. That shit was blowing me. So I'm like, bro, and everybody was on the bandwagon. I kept hearing people say that. I'm like, bro, Cowherd has too much control of these white people minds, dog. After one game, you want to kick this man off the field? Come on. But I'm glad he did his thing against the Cardinals this past weekend, and we see that he's the guy now. But I think he's going to have the best team, and he might make the playoff this year.
Tua doing well because the thing that I was worried about with him was that hip injury that he had when he was still at Alabama. And I told Quincy, I was like, I felt like that was going to make his draft stock drop, which it did a little bit. And I just felt like they were probably going to try and throw him in too soon, but they didn't. They waited till literally like the halfway point of the season for him to actually have his first game. and he been firing on all cylinders ever since he touched the field. So Tua got a bright future ahead of him. Joe Burrow, I agree. Joe Burrow might not have the best team in the upcoming future, but he probably gonna have the better stats and the better numbers.
Yeah. And it's funny because I did think Fitzpatrick was pulled too early, but I think the Dolphins made the right decision because we talked about it. We know how Fitzpatrick can be up and down, and Tua looks like somebody who can be consistent all the way through. He's that type of player. So I just
didn't like the fact that they really tried Fitzpatrick because Fitzpatrick is a good quarterback and he was on a good streak, even though they record.
And we know how that is, though. We know Fitzpatrick can go 3 games like that, and then
they pulled him. They pulled him before he even really showed a sign of decline, like that, of major decline to be pulled out the game. Like they pulled him out, like, okay, you doing good, let's pull you out before you do bad type shit. I just didn't like how they did that, and they didn't really even notify him that was coming. Yeah,
I think it's better to pull somebody like that too early rather than too late.
Oh, most definitely. That's what I'm saying. They made the right decision.
Yeah, I just don't think you want to be on this, we're looking great and he kind of fell off in the second half of this game. And the first half, he's not starting off so high. We're losing this game. Let's throw 2 in and see if he can save this game. And now it's like, now you're making your rookie quarterback come into a situation where he's got to pick it up off a team that's looking like they're declining. I'd rather, hey, we're going to throw him in while we look good to see. That way we know, hey, if you drop and we drop, it's not because the team, it's you. And we can just plug Fitz back in. And it's, hey, if he does well, cool, we got our quarterback of the future. It's a win-win.
It's the fact that literally the week before, like, everybody showed the clip of them on the sideline. Fitzpatrick was low-key, like, teaching Tua, and, like, they had good chemistry and stuff like that on the bench. It's literally, like, that was messed up that the week after, like, Fitzpatrick came out with that post saying, like, he was hurt. That they kind of like just did that. Like he really just woke up one day and it was like, "You're not the starter no more." He was just like, "Damn!" Like
Fitz is 47 years old, man. It's like it's time to sit down.
I mean, business is business.
It's time to sit down. Man.
Business is business. So I ain't too mad at it.
I'm saying business. You're 37, bro. We got to get the young gun in there.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Next one. The Minnesota Vikings will sneak into the playoffs. Too wild or not too wild? They've been looking good last couple of weeks. Packers and they beat the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, not too wild. I can see it.
Not too wild.
I think it's too wild.
Too wild? I want to say they 3-5 right now.
You have top 2 running back. You still got at quarterback, but you are still 3-5, and all these other teams that are 4-4, 5-3, 3-5, all the teams that are just like you are gonna put that second half run together to really push. And having that 3-5 record don't look good for you. Especially when you have
that running game is looking solid though. That Dalvin Cook been going crazy last.
Not gonna lie, having that extra 8th playoff spot now, we gonna see one trash team in the playoffs. It's going to happen.
That's only if the season gets canceled. If it doesn't, it's still 16s, and I can't see them sneaking in with only a run game to get in. Mm-hmm. They need that quarterback to step up and be more than just the guy that gives it to Dalvin Cook.
That's all I look at. Do your job and do it well. Hand off that rock. All right. Oh, I haven't been saying the percentages. Okay, for the 2-on-1, it was 61%, not too wild. And for this one, it was honestly 50-50, 16 votes. 50-50.
Damn, for real?
Real deal. Damn. And for this next one, it was 50-52. And for the next one, it was 50-52. What the hell?
Yeah.
Jesus. These niggas going crazy. If the Suns got Chris Paul, they would be a top 5 seed in the Western Conference. Too wild or not too wild?
Not too wild.
Not too wild at all.
I think I hit too wild for that because what 5 teams did I pick?
Not too wild at all.
Head?
Other than the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets.
Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets. Not even gonna lie to you, Mavs might be a top 5 team in the West next year.
I see that. But I don't see anybody else after that.
Yeah.
I said top 5. I said top 5 seed. So Warriors can be 4, and then Suns.
I got Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Warriors, and Mavericks for the top 5 seeds in the West next year.
I don't think that's
the
locked in.
If the Suns break into that top 5, that's crazy.
What's locked in? What's not locked in?
I don't think so. I don't think those 5 spots is like, oh yeah, that's solidified. Those are going to be the top 5 teams. Because we've seen, wasn't like for the first half of the season, there was a point where Lakers weren't even number 1. So
it was number 1 the whole season.
It was. I was about to say they was number 1 the whole season.
Oh, that's my mistake. I'm thinking of somebody else, but I don't know. I don't think it's solidified that the Mavericks are going to be 4 or 5. The Warriors are going to be 4 or 5, top 3. Like, I don't see, especially, when you take into concerns COVID, you take into concerns like health problems. I mean, Porzingis.
Exactly.
And then you have a healthy Book. You may or may not have Chris Paul, but either way, you have a team that went 8-0 in the bubble. You get DeAndre Ayton back without a stupid 25-game suspension. You look like, this could be the team that takes that next step.
But I said this, though. Quincy knows I've been saying this. I predicted that this coming season, the Suns will be possibly a 6th or 7th seed in the playoffs. Do I see them breaking into the top 5? That's where I'll be surprised at.
I'm talking about this is if Chris Paul got there. If you get Chris Paul there.
Well, even if Chris Paul is there, I see them being no more than maybe a 6, no higher than a 6 seed. If they get higher than a 6 seed, that's going to be the shock of the Western Conference for me, honestly. Because the Lakers and the Clippers, we know going to be in the top 5. We know Denver going to be in the top 5. It's really that 4th and that 5th spot that's up in the air. But I think the Warriors coming back fully healthy, they're going to lock a top 5 spot. I'm telling you that right now. And I think the Mavs are going to be the team to sneak.
Didn't we say nobody expected the Thunder to make the playoffs, and look what they ended up doing? So I don't know.
Think the Suns are the new Thunder, or they would be the new Thunder with Chris Paul.
Exactly. With a way better shooting.
They'll be better.
They'll be
That's better. What I'm saying. So there was a 5th seed with Chris Paul. You put him on a way better Suns team. What the?
But you got to think, bro. Everybody's coming back healthy. Everybody's coming.
It's going to be the most stacked Western Conference we've ever seen, bro.
The most stacked Western Conference we have ever seen. Dead ass.
This shit
every team has a chance for the playoffs, except the Kings. Every team. Literally every team.
Literally every team, bro. Literally every team, bro. All right. The next one was the Florida Gators will make the college football playoff. Too wild or not too wild?
Not too wild. The only thing that I have to say is we just have to win. We cannot lose again. If we lose again, playoff hopes out of the picture. If they let a 2-loss team in, it's not going to be Florida. They're not going to let Florida lose 2 games and make it. They'll let any other already top-ranked team get 2 losses and possibly sneak in, but that's it.
Nobody with 2 losses getting in.
Everybody hating on Florida as is, and they just be waiting on Florida. Everybody waits on Florida to just screw up so they can point the finger and be like, look, they don't need to be.
That's what they do.
Honestly, this Georgia game thoroughly surprised me, bro.
Surprised you?
Yes, it did. They got their shit. I was not expecting that at all.
I was expecting this.
Bruh, no, you were not, bro. You expected a win, but you were not expecting a thrash.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was definitely
expecting man. You was out here sounding less confident than me.
We were supposed to win last year, too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
We beat ourselves last year. There was no excuse to lose last year. The better team just won, and it should have been us, but it wasn't. This year, we definitely had no excuse because Larry, y'all ain't got no damn quarterback, so we had no excuse to fucking lose y'all this year. So.
Mm-hmm. But they got to play Alabama in the SEC championship game if they get there.
Dub.
I don't see that being that easy for y'all. I don't see it being dub easy.
Would you like to wait?
But if they want to make it to the college football playoff, bro, they have to win that game. Win that game.
If we play Alabama for the SEC championship, will y'all bet me that the Gators will win?
Yes. I would definitely bet you.
I'm rooting for the Gators, so I don't want to have betting interest on this game. Oh, okay. I don't want to have betting interest.
I bet Black $5. I bet you $5. Quincy already paid me. Hey, stop paying me on PayPal, by the way, because they don't let me get my money.
No, I can't use Cash App because I don't have a debit card. So I got to use
do it on PayPal. Pay me on Venmo. Not Venmo or
What's wrong with PayPal? PayPal gets your money efficiently.
No, I get the money.
What is this man problem with PayPal?
They don't give it to me immediately. Like,
hey man, shout out PayPal.
hey, PayPal sponsor us, man. Goddamn.
They don't give me my money immediately because you know how you can hit get your money now and they take like a percentage off, like a few cents or $1 or whatever. Every time I hit that, they keep trying to make me add another card, and it's like I already got my card on there, so it keep giving me complications. So I got to hit 1 to 3 business days, and it'll be like you'll get your money like 5 days from now. I'm like, I gotta wait 5 days for $5.
You're gonna get your money. God damn, you're so greedy for the cheese.
I need it now.
You're gonna get your money. And why would you want it? Why would you want it with the percentage taken out from cash out? You want the percentage taken out?
I need it now. I need
you
it.
bet $5 and you're only getting $4.75.
Literally.
I need it now.
Why do you want the percentage taken out? I'm helping you. I want you to get the whole 5. I want you to get the thorough. I want you to get the thorough 5, the complete 5. I'm helping you out, sir. All right, bro. I think that's it for 2 Wild Wednesday. All right, bro. Let's move on to the rankings of the week. Edgar, bro, what's your top 5 for this week?
Steelers at 1. Low-key got – no, I ain't going to put them at 2. I got Steelers at 1, Chiefs at 2, Bills at 3. Damn. Probably have Green Bay at 4. And who I want at 5? Saints proved something to me by beating our ass, so I put them at 5.
Thorough beatdown. All right, Black. What's your 1 through 5, man?
Of course, I got the Steelers at 1, Chiefs at 2. I'm gonna move the Saints up to at 3 just because of the thrashing.
That's a hilarious word. that's a hilarious word, bro. Thrashing.
I'm gonna put Green Bay at 4. Oh God, I really don't want to put the Bills on my top 5 at all.
Respect the Bills.
Give it to the Titans.
Respect
Give the 5th seat to the Titans.
Stop listening to him. Don't listen. Put the Bills at 5. You know the right decision.
That man was disturbed with that 5th pick. You don't got to pick 5, bro. You ain't got to pick 5. You ain't got to pick 5, man.
Nah, I'll put Bills at 5.
Bills at 5? All right, bro. And I got Steelers 1, Chiefs 2, Saints 3. Ugh. Get shaky after that.
No, I'm putting Ravens at 5. I'm sorry. That's what I forgot.
Ravens at 5.
Ravens at 5.
Ooh. Titans at 4? I think I got Titans at 4. Y'all said one of my C's, though. Damn.
Green Bay?
Not Green Bay. What's another Western NFC team?
Kansas City?
Kansas City. I'm blanking on somebody right now, bro, because I don't want Green Bay in my top 5. Let me look at the teams. Hold on. I'm going to give it to y'all. Hold on. Because I'm damn sure not putting the Bills in my top 5. Damn sure not doing that. All right. That's tough, bro. I'm going to rock with Seahawks. Seahawks at 5. Seahawks at 5. Fuck it. So I got Steelers, Chiefs, Saints, Titans, Seahawks. That's what I got. Yeah.
Oh, the reason I didn't have Baltimore in my top 5 was just off of the fact that regardless of their record right now, they just really aren't having that great of a season. They got the wins, but I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you got the wins, you're gonna keep getting where you need to be playoff wise. But I just don't really like what I'm seeing. And Lamar Jackson said it himself. Like, he said it to a Bleacher Report reporter today, I think, or yesterday. He told them, like, defenses are literally calling our plays before I even say hike. Like, it's gotten to that point. And that's why I brought up the fact the Ravens have become predictable. Like, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens both have become predictable. So they really need to figure out the answer to this problem. And I've said before, the answer to this problem is just Lamar breaking through that wall and finding level 2. We've all seen level 1 of the athleticism, the run game, and the passing game that he has potential to be. But right now it's like, okay, They learned your game. You had two seasons in the league already to where everybody studied film on you and damn near know your moves. Now you got to figure out how to make people not catch you. Now that they know what you're finna do, you got to figure out the next step.
Black, how do you feel about Lamar Jackson and how Baltimore is playing right now? Do you feel like they are predictable? Not predictable, but they have figured Lamar Jackson out. The NFL has.
I feel like it's two different things. I feel like I won't necessarily say that Lamar is predictable, but I feel like the person that calls the plays, it starts with the offensive coordinator. You're the one that ultimately picks the plays, and then it's on Lamar, just as it is on any quarterback, to say, all right, we're going to audible out of this, and being able to read the defense. And that's where I think it's on Lamar to say, to hear the play call and read the defense, to be able to change the play call at the line, make it audibles where it needs to. And that's where I think you're still young enough that you're predictable enough for people to say, he's only been in 2 years. He's probably not going to audible once he sees his defense. And that's where the offensive coordinator has to come in and say, we know Lamar's probably going to rock with this play call, so maybe let's switch it up. Let's throw a monkey wrench in there and call something we probably wouldn't normally call. Be less predictable. Add a couple plays, take a couple plays out. That's where the communication has to come from between your offensive coordinator and your quarterback. So I won't put the blame on either one of them for majority. I just say, Lamar, that's where, like Edgar was saying, you have to take that next step. That's where I think that next step is. We know you're athletic. We know you can throw the ball. Your next step is not be more athletic or throw the ball more. It's read the defense. That's what separates you from Pat Mahomes and everybody else. And on the offensive coordinator, that's where your next step is, to call plays that are more diverse, to where defense isn't coming out saying, yo, Lamar's going to run this play. And you can literally do nothing about it but call timeout. So that's where I'm at with it.
Hey, coach, they called our plays. Run it still.
Run
it still.
Just like Madden, just run it anyway.
Just
literally run it.
Hopefully it worked, man. All right, bro, let's dive into the picks of the week. We're going to talk about Lamar Jackson a little later, too. Let's dive into the picks of the week, though. I do want to say this, though, because I did have a good week. I went 10-4 this week. Had a great week. Edgar went 6-8 this week. Had another 10. Right now I'm 5 games up on Edgar right now with a lot of breathing room. Got a whole lot of breathing room, my boy. A whole lot of breathing room. Just wanted to drop that in there. All right. First game, I got Colts versus Titans. Edgar?
I'm going with Colts. Not Colts. Titans. Going with Titans.
All right, Black.
I'm gonna go with my hometown hero and rock with the Colts. See if my boy Isaiah Rodgers can do something again.
You don't have money on the line, sir.
I thought he was about to say Phillip Rivers. I was like, hometown.
Oh no.
You don't have money.
He's from Tampa, though. Yeah, Isaiah Rodgers from Tampa.
You don't have money on the line, sir. So I'm going with the logical choice.
Not on this game. I would never.
This is Thursday night football, by the way. I got the Titans. Yeah, I got the Titans. All right, next one. Bucs versus Panthers.
Bucs. We're gonna redeem ourselves with a division win.
Are y'all gonna feel good about yourself for beating up on the Panthers?
Yes.
All right, next one. Eagles versus Giants.
Eagles.
Giants. Edgar?
I know what's gonna happen, but
you know exactly what's gonna happen. Go ahead and pick them.
I'm going with the Eagles.
Whoa! All right now.
We keeping track of all 3 picks. Keeping track of all 3. All right.
This is all recorded. Jaguars versus Packers. Jaguars versus Packers.
Packers.
Yeah. Texans versus Browns.
I'm going with the
Browns. Washington versus Lions.
That's the Lions versus the shit show,
huh? I got Washington. I think Matt Stafford will be out because of COVID for this game. Or was he out last week? I don't know. He might be out.
If he's out, I'm going with Washington.
I'm going Washington, period, even if he does play.
Yeah. I'm going with the Lions.
All right. Lions let me down. They got their ass clapped by the damn Vikings last week. I don't know. Bills versus Cardinals. Cardinals. You already know
Who
what
home?
you're thinking.
Who at home?
At Cardinals.
Yeah, I'll go with the Cardinals.
All right.
Even though there's no fans, but they're at home.
It really makes no difference these days. It really makes no difference. Broncos at Raiders.
Raiders.
Chargers at Dolphins.
Ooh,
Chargers.
that's gonna be a good ass game.
I got Dolphins.
Ooh, Herbert versus Tua. That's gonna be a good ass game. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
That's what it comes down to. That's what I told you. It's going to be one of those better quarterback versus better team type of things. I'm going to go with Herbert and the Chargers.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I'm a Herbert man, but I'm going with the Dolphins for that win.
All right. 49ers at Saints.
Saints.
I like the 49ers to lock that one up.
Oh. All right. Surprise pick. Bengals at Steelers.
Steelers. I say let's not get crazy now.
I mean, they do have Mason Rudolph. He might throw it away himself.
Let's not get crazy.
Seahawks at Rams.
Seahawks.
Yes.
Rams.
Ooh.
The Rams on that one.
Hey, Black either gonna have a great week.
Terrible. It's not gonna be.
It's no in between. It's
either gonna be because you got a lot of upsets. Like
I tried to do that one week. I tried to do nothing but upsets. Have my ass bit. That's the week I went 6-8. Real deal.
That boy got a lot of upsets.
Patriots at Ravens.
Ravens.
Oh, Ravens at Patriots. My fault.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
It don't at all.
At all.
Ravens. Yeah. And Sunday night. Oh, that was Sunday night football. Monday night football. Vikings at Bears.
Bears.
Where's it at?
At Bears. It's gonna be
I'm
cold.
going
with the Bears.
Chilly. You got Bears?
Yeah.
The weather don't matter. They both play in freezing temperature. So
I'm going with the Vikings, man. I meant the Bears, man. Just for looking putrid. Real putrid. I gotta expand my vocabulary for this team. Man, been looking real terrible, dog. Real terrible. Yeah, real nasty. I've been seeing, man. Nick Foles looking like they should just go back to Trubisky at this point. Honestly. For real.
Trubisky almost lost to the Falcons. I don't need him going back.
I'm dead.
He said almost lost to the Falcons. They came back. Oh, no. Foles came and saved the day. I forgot about that shit. Yeah, you're right. All right, bro. Let's move on to this SEC COVID situation, bro. Whole lot of shit going on in the SEC. A lot of canceled games. I think LSU and Alabama is canceled. I think Texas A&M, their season could be canceled. And they're discussing picking the conference winners early. And this might be a little problem, though. It might be a problem because I think Texas A&M still has to play Alabama at some point this season. Or they already played. They already played.
They played them already?
That's Texas A&M one loss.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That's Texas A&M one loss. But they're talking about picking conference winners early. So if they were to stop right now, it would be Alabama and Florida. But how do you guys think this will affect the SEC if this continues, if the teams that are canceling games are out for 2 weeks? How will it affect the teams? Because they're talking about rescheduling for the conference championship week, and it's just like, damn, there's a whole lot of shit going on.
Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know how they would handle this situation. I think it's the fact. First off, I think all of these COVID cases, like Trevor Lawrence with Clemson, and now LSU and Alabama and Texas A&M. I think it's the fact that these college programs are not taking it as serious as these NFL organizations are. Because with the NFL, earlier when the season first started, you had one or two teams like each week both not being able to play. But now the NFL is slowed down so much that it's like just a few players here and there because they're so strict. with these college teams, it's like you have the quarantine type situation that you have and the COVID precautions at the game. But other than that, and other than that practice, these players are just out and about every other day.
Hitting the streets, hitting the club.
Like they regular college students. Like, so I don't think they're disciplined.
Nasty girls. Yep. What you said, Black? You wanted to say something?
Doesn't matter at this point.
You have a good point. I just think people in the NFL have a lot less to lose outside of football. I mean, you have your $1 million contracts, you got your team. I mean, of course, nobody wants to, bring COVID home to their families, and that's where I think that's pretty much where the difference is. When you have these college kids that, like, I mean, you have these juniors, you have these seniors that like, it don't really matter. I'm going to still go out and party anyway because, that's not going to lie. I'd probably be doing the same shit. But it's like, I know where my draft stock is. I don't really care if I catch COVID. But I think that's really where it comes down to. I think really ultimately how it really affects the football is just those teams at the top. Like teams like Georgia, these two lost teams that say, hey, we need the rest of this season. So
that's what I'm saying, because if you cancel it, there's no opportunity for Florida to lose, and we can jump back in there or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's really who it hurts.
I think that's ultimately where it hurts. But if you got to cancel it, you got to cancel games to make up games because there are multiple players, multiple coaches, multiple people on within the organization that are catching it. At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to keep it safe.
Yep.
And as much as it sucks to say, hey, we want to be able to compete and contend, it's like I don't want to risk you guys being able to compete and contend versus catching it. I'd rather y'all would just shut it down, spark it up this next season, and then we try again. But I think that's ultimately what it comes down to.
Yeah, bro. I think this is gonna have a huge effect on teams like Georgia, Texas A&M. That's hoping that maybe somebody upsets Alabama this season. But I think most likely everybody was thinking that it was gonna be a Alabama and a Florida SEC championship game. That was really the thought out process. Maybe one of them would have stumbled throughout the season, but that's what everybody thought. So I don't think it will affect that SEC championship game. But it's gonna affect a lot of people's possible draft stock because you're not going to have as much film as you probably could have had this season if the season is shortened for you in a way. And maybe are we having bowl games this year? Are we even having bowl games?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they're just having the college football playoff. So it's just the game's really getting shrunken down.
Actually, no, I think they were. I think they were doing bowl games.
They doing bowl games?
I think they said everybody in the league, not in the league, everybody in the season was going to be able to have a bowl game this year.
So if they're having bowl games, I guess that's another opportunity for film, but it's everything getting canceled. It's just it's a whole lot of shit going on this season.
Yeah, I think everybody was going to be able to have bowl games.
You know what they should do? They should tell a lot of these teams to go home because a lot of y'all niggas ain't got a chance to make the damn college football playoff. It's only
honestly.
If we really play, if there's no other bowl games, I want to say this: if there's no other bowl games, if there are bowl games, then I'll rescind this comment. But if there are no bowl games, a lot of these teams should just stop playing right now because either it should be Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Florida, BYU, Cincinnati, teams like that are still in the college football playoff race should keep playing. Okay, cool. Just have that going on. But everybody else who really don't got a chance, it's just we don't want y'all to catch it right now, bro. It's a risky season. We see what's going on with all these teams in the SEC. We see what's been going on in the Big Ten and the Pac-12 with Wisconsin. It's just bro, let's just shut it down, bro, especially to people that have no chance of making the college football playoff.
You know that ain't going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but that's what I would do, bro. A lot of
y'all. I say money involved, and none of that's happening. They're going to let this thing play as long as they can let it play.
That's
for sure.
That's factual. And I want to dive into this NFL diversity rule too, man. The rule just came out this week that if you hire a black coach or a minority coach, that you will get a third-round pick, I think they would say. So how do you guys feel about this rule? I honestly don't know why it has to come to this just for y'all to pick a minority player, but how do y'all feel about it?
I don't like it. It's kind of like if you hire a black
person. At this point, you forcing it.
if you hire a black person, we'll give y'all a prize. Like
yeah.
I don't like that. I don't.
It's like, why can't a man just get drafted on his intelligence? But now niggas probably gonna be thinking in the back of their head, just like, man, we can get a 3rd round pick if we pick. Because this don't even got to be the head coach. They said just he can be
gotta be on the staff.
Coach.
Like,
yeah, he can be an assistant coach. All right, yeah, let's pick him up. Man, we can get a 3rd round pick for this dude. Like, that's wild, bro. That's wild. Just I don't know why it has to come.
I don't like it because there's an incentive behind it. That's the only reason.
Yeah, man. So, Black, how do you feel about it?
I think it's sick. Like it's real. I don't know. It's more a lot of auctiony kind of. If you pick a black coach, we'll throw in something for it. Why can't it just? I feel like the rules are already in place of you have to have a minority candidate.
Yeah.
I like that more. That's more acceptable for me because it's like, all right, it's mandatory that you have a minority candidate. You can't just throw in the same 2 or 3 same old white guys that haven't been getting it done for other people. But to say, hey, if you hire him, we'll slide you a 3rd round pick. It's just like, all right, bro. It's pretty nasty for y'all to just say we're just gonna throw in 3rd round picks for somebody that, and then who's to say you have a team like, let's say the Jets hire and the Jets go 0-8. I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna get rid of this. Like,
we need all the help that we can get. Let's bring this black guy in. Let's bring a few of them in. Honestly, we can get a multiple 3rd rounds. Shit, bro.
And then it's just as easy for like if they have a bad season, they can. They can easily point to a black. I'm like, oh,
exactly.
We were having a decent season last year, but because we brought in this black guy,
Exactly. That's what
let's go ahead and get rid of him. So I don't like it at all.
Because you could walk into a situation where you get picked up by a team like the Jets or like the Jaguars or something, and it's like, y'all brought me in, but y'all only brought me in to get the pick. So now that y'all have brought me in, if we have any sign of distress in my area of which you hired me in, y'all gonna automatically point the finger at me and just try to get me kicked out after y'all get y'all 3rd round pick. So I just don't like that. It's too many variables with that. Plus, it's just downright embarrassing and just humiliating to do that to some of these coaches who deserve to be hired.
That's what I'm saying. Have the pedigree, been in the league forever.
Yeah, like if my resume should speak for itself, you shouldn't have to hire me just because you're gonna get something if you hire me. You should hire me just because, like, no, like he really that dude, like he can actually coach. That's why I want to be hired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, that shit crazy, bro. I seen that rule today, and I was just like, and they was posting it like it was some good shit. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, y'all trying to give these white folks some shit just to hire black people. It's just like, man.
It's kind of like some affirmative action type stuff. Like, how do you
it is.
Affirmative action. It's like you got to hire a black person on your staff just so you can meet the required percentage. Yeah, just so you can meet the quota. Like, that's literally what it sounds like.
Yeah, bro.
You don't care if I'm qualified or not. You just gonna hire me just to hire me.
Yeah. Sick as fuck, bro. But let's move on to the NBA. A whole lot of breaking news. We already talked about the RUSS action, bro. But the season starts on December 22nd, bro. Is that too early for these players, bro? I was looking it up, and I think the Heat and the Lakers will only have 71 games between their last game and the start of the season. Do you guys think it was too early for them to come back? Like,
As much as I would like to say yes, I think it's no. I mean, they are giving you 72 games instead of the full 82. And I don't know if that includes the in-season tournaments or whatever, but ultimately, when you're a pro, you sign up for what you sign up for. You have to take the risks that come with it. You got to take the good with the bad. So they're in a situation like this that nobody predicts. Hey, you only have 71 days to recoup, but you got to think about it from the other perspective. These other dudes done had a whole year to sit, but they didn't
a whole year.
Literally,
they didn't have a year to sit.
They're a whole year sitting.
They had a year to sit because they didn't do what y'all did. So yeah, you want to chip. Yeah, you have a lot less time, but you have a lot. You won the championship.
But you can look at that in another way too. Like, y'all had a lot of time to improve and a lot of time to improve and rest. While we ain't had no time to improve, no time to rest. We gonna basically come into the next season with the same team, nothing different. But y'all had hella time to rest, get y'all bodies right coming into this next season, and we did it. So that shit is like unfair in a way. And I understand what you're saying. We're in unforeseen circumstances right now with this pandemic, but it's just like, damn, my boy, y'all niggas was basically chilling for a whole year, literally, while I only get a couple of months and I'm back in training camp. It's like, that shit is wild, bro. So, Edgar, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's too early?
I don't feel like it's too early. I feel the same way that y'all feel. It's like, hey, we're all being hit with this pandemic situation right now. And the NBA and Adam Silver, they're trying their hardest to get the regular flow of the NBA season back on track. And the best way to do that is to start in December.
I was about to say that. Do you guys think it should stay in December? The season stay in December moving forward?
No.
Nah.
You don't like December?
I
think that's when the most attention hits the NBA, though, around Christmas time.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, the players have to, some players, because they don't have that many Christmas games on. It's only like 5-6 Christmas games on. But you already have those players who have to miss family time around that time anyway. So it's like having multiple teams like miss family time around Christmas time. It's like, damn, like you kind of like just taking the family away from family time as soon as family time start. So that's the only thing with me. Plus, it's like I feel like they really just need to get the schedule back on track to as normal as possible. And I feel like even though you got teams who were just in the playoffs, just in the finals, they don't have that much time to recuperate like other teams have. It also kind of works in their advantage because you're kind of just getting right back on track. Like y'all were just playing, so chemistry isn't that far off. Like you were just playing with each other, so you know how each other plays and everything. So that can work in your favor, just like how people sitting for so long, that might not work in your favor because of the fact that we haven't gotten a chance to have as many in-person practices due to COVID, and we have been sitting for so long. So we might not be as quick to get back in rhythm as you all will, who just finished playing not even 90 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I honestly think it was too early. I think a lot of the players wanted a Martin Luther King type of date, like a January 19th. I think that would have been perfect, but I know it was a lot of money on the line, a lot of Christmas money on the line. I think they would have lost up to like $100 million if they would have started after Christmas. So I understand from a money perspective why you had to start on December 22nd, but I think January would have been perfect. And I don't think the schedule should be 72 games. I think they should have shortened that to like 58 maybe, so they can give players more time in between games, because it's going to be like a lot of back-to-back type shits going on this year. It's not going to be spread out like we usually have been seeing over the past few seasons. Like it's going to be a lot of back-to-backs this year, and I don't really know how much I like that. So I would have liked to see the season shortened more than what it was.
Well, I felt like it was kind of going to be that way anyway because there is no All-Star break this year.
I think they still giving players a break, but it's not an All-Star break. I think you're still getting a break, though. It's just not an All-Star break. Oh, yeah. Okay. So how do you guys feel about the CP3? He's been in trade talks right now. I think the Suns, they said it's 50-50 on if the Suns going to make the trade. What other trade destination do you guys see for CP3?
I've heard people say Milwaukee with Giannis. I could see that happening. If I really want Giannis to stay in Milwaukee, so if Giannis stayed in Milwaukee, I definitely could see Chris Paul going there to be able to facilitate and not have Giannis be so ball dominant. Other than that, can't really think of nowhere off the top of my head.
I think Milwaukee is the best possible fit. Black?
I think Milwaukee is the best possible fit. Realistically, I'd only want to see him on Milwaukee or Phoenix. I mean, as a partial Heat fan, that could be fun, but I think the best possible fit will probably be Milwaukee. Like you can be on a guaranteed playoff team if Giannis stays. You're a guaranteed playoff team, and
possible championship
contender.
Yeah,
possibly championship contender team. So that's your best possible scenario. But hey, if you fall to Phoenix, you're on a playoff contending team, but not a championship contending team. So
definitely trying to slide to Milwaukee if I'm Chris Paul. But I wouldn't be mad with either, though, because it looks like he enjoyed last season teaching and mentoring OKC and mentoring Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and things like that. So I don't know if he would be opposed to going to a team like a Suns where it'll be fun and you're learning, you're teaching. And like I said, everybody doesn't have to win a championship. Everybody doesn't win a championship. So I wouldn't be mad. And you're going to be in a conference with LeBron. So it's like, God damn, are you really going to get there with how he playing and with AD on the rise? It's just like, I don't know, bro. So I would rather slide to the East anyway. But yeah. Next one. Social media wants to know, who would you rather start your team with, Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray?
Lamar Jackson.
Why?
The athleticism is better.
Is it?
Definitely.
Is it?
Definitely, without a doubt.
no
question. No question. If I had to say who the better athlete is, it's definitely Lamar Jackson. I get it. Kyler Murray was a dual sport athlete in college. He could be a whole MLB pro if he wants to, but we talking about football right here. I feel like
me too.
Lamar Jackson is a way better athlete when it comes to football.
See, that's when you get disrespectful. You be throwing way like that.
Way
better athlete than Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray is raw, but Lamar is way better. Way better.
Way better. I'm picking Kyler Murray in this conversation, and it's close. I hate putting black against black, but I have to go with Kyler just off the arm alone. I think athleticism isn't that much of a difference. I think both can get you production on the ground game and what we've seen this year. And I think Kyler is leading in rushing touchdowns for quarterbacks right now. I think he got like 6 or 7 of them. So He can run the ball as a quarterback. He got a better arm than Lamar. He can throw it all around the yard, while I think Lamar is limited at. So if I were to start a team right now, I would rather slide with Kyler Murray because I know he can do much more than a Lamar Jackson can do. I can put Kyler Murray in multiple offenses where you have to build an offense around a Lamar Jackson. Black?
Yeah. I'm taking Kyler. You know, I love Lamar to death. But at this point right now today, it looks like Kyler Murray, even though he has a shorter NFL career, it looks like he reads defenses a little bit more. His IQ is a little bit higher than Lamar's. And if I have to start around a quarterback, I want to start around a quarterback who can read a defense better. Athleticism is great, but it doesn't last forever. Your offensive line doesn't last forever. Eventually, your quarterback is going to get hit, and he's going to get lit up at some point, whether you like it or not. So I need you to be able to stay in that pocket and make the throw and rely on your arm instead of your legs. And in that point, I think that's where Kyler has a little bit of the advantage. I mean, I'd rather have somebody that looks at a one-on-one and smiles and throws it than somebody that comes to the media and says, "Yeah, man, these guys are kryptonite. I don't ever want my quarterback calling another quarterback like this."
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say the same thing.
Understand?
Yeah, I'm taking Kyler.
Yeah. Damn, it was something I wanted to say about this situation, but damn, I don't forgot. Shit, I don't forgot. All right, moving on to the Keke Palmer cancellation. I don't even know what happened in this shit. She had said something about EBT and healthy food. A whole lot of shit was said, bro. Edgar, give us some background.
Nobody was really trying to cancel Keke. It was just kind of like a Keke, you could shut the fuck up. Like, it was like that kind of moment. And Keke was honestly speaking from a point of a wealthy person. She wasn't really thinking of the reality of the situation. She was basically saying we should try to get EBT to only be for healthy foods, or healthy foods should be free when swiping with the EBT card, or something to that degree to encourage the use of healthy foods more within the Black community of people who use EBT and food stamps and all that. And a lot of people was just at Keke head because it's like, that's as good as that sounds and as like healthy as that sounds, it's just unrealistic. Like, that's not happening because healthy foods are way more expensive than the processed and microwavable and oven baked foods that you can get with food stamps. You can't even buy hot food with food stamps, so it's kind of like you have to buy that kind of stuff, or you got to buy stuff you got to cook.
Hey, they need to go to that what's-the-name rule, though. That hurricane, you could buy hot foods with the hurricane money. They need to go with that for EBT. That shit was fire. I was definitely getting Publix chicken with that.
If you get a Publix sub, you can't get you can't put it in the oven. Like you can't get it toasted.
They that specific?
Yeah, like, cause I had got a toasted Publix sub one time, and I tried to swipe my EBT, and they was like, you can't get it because it's toasted. If you got it untoasted, we'll be able to. I was like, damn, it's down to the subs, like. Yeah. So it's so much that goes into it. So a lot of people was at Keke head about it, and they was just like, you need to keep your rich opinion to yourself, because the rest of us, we actually got to live through this. So you don't even have to have an EBT card in your life no more. So your opinion is kind of invalid.
It said ever since she got with that white dude, but she been going all off the rails, man. She been going all off the rails ever since we seen her with that white dude, man. It's like, hey, nah. You need to calm down, understand the black.
I mean, I totally understood what she was saying. Like, what she's saying wasn't stupid, but it's not reality. That's not what's going to happen. They're not going to let expensive ass healthy food be available to the middle and lower class for damn near nothing. Like, that's not happening.
They want us to die. They want us to eat the struggle food anyway, so we can die early. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna give us no healthier options anyway. That's another opinion.
Even though I've always been the person to say EBT should be temporary. People who try to have EBT for multiple years throughout their life, like, no. Like, if you need it, like,
you need it throughout a lot of your life.
You shouldn't need it throughout a lot of your life. I ain't gonna say you automatically need it throughout a lot of your life. Like, no. But do you expect yourself to be on EBT for over 10 years or anything like that?
Would I want it? Yes. Do I?
Would you want it? Do you expect it?
Would I need it? Hopefully not in the future. I'm not gonna.
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully not, because you have you're a college graduate. You're trying to get an actual super media type career. Like, you're trying to be in a position where you don't have to have food stamps. You won't even be able to get food stamps because you legally can't classify for it. But for the average person, I feel like it should kind of be that same way, because if you automatically let somebody just get government assistance throughout their entire life, they're not going to try and.
But everybody doesn't have those same type of jobs though that we striving for. A lot of these people got these minimum wage, ain't getting by, barely getting by, living paycheck to paycheck type of jobs, so they can't pay for groceries like that. So they got to use the EBT.
But then that goes into minimum wage being raised. I'm actually glad that we voted for minimum wage to be raised, so a lot of people don't have to.
And how is that getting kicked in though? How is that getting kicked in? Is that getting kicked in next year or something?
It's gonna be gradually. It's not gonna automatically jump.
Goddamn. All right.
By what it is, 2020. By 2024, I think they said it'll be at 2023 or 2024. It'll be at $15.
Man.
Anybody who thought it was finna jump from 8 to 15 next year. I don't know
how they was doing it. I was like, are they jumping or are they grabbing?
No, the economy would be so weird if it just jumped from 8 to 15. Like, that shit would not be right at all.
I mean, how these apartments looking, I wouldn't be mad if it went from 8 to 15, bro, because these apartments looking crazy, bro.
So I think next year it'll probably jump to the average will probably be about $10 an hour for everybody. That's going to be the national average, I think.
Yeah. That's what's up. So, Black, what were you seeing about Keke, bro? And I was seeing a lot of people talking about unfollowing Keke. I don't mess with Keke no more. That's what I was seeing on my TL. So what were you seeing about the situation, and how you feel about EBTs moving forward? Should it be temporary?
I mean, I saw a lot of the jokes, but I didn't see anybody taking it too seriously to heart. In my opinion, I just think you've hit a certain point in being a celebrity where you're a little out of touch. And so there are certain things that that you may be trying to get across that maybe you need some friends that aren't so famous and aren't so wealthy as you to be able to say, hey, if this is the message you're trying to get across, maybe this is the way you should word it, instead of saying it the way that you're saying it. Because when you're that out of touch with your community, the things that you want to say can come across as to your community as yo, who the hell do you think you are? Like, what's up with you? You think just because you're a millionaire now, we should all just be like you when it's not that easy. So I think that's pretty much where it is. A lot of people don't spend the time to try to understand people's point of views, but that also goes with phrasing. You have to know your platform and know exactly. Yeah. Try to say what you mean a little bit better to where doesn't come across so harshly.
Yeah. I don't think it was the message. I really think it was the real deal, the messenger. If she would have started off
Yeah.
by saying it from her stature, like, man, they trying to kill black folks because mostly black folks on EBT, so they trying to give us all the worst food so we can buy all the cheap shit, this, that, the third. We need to get healthy shit, so all healthy shit should be on EBT. If she would have started off with something like that, it's just like, oh, I understand what you're trying to say now, because they is trying to kill us with all this bad shit for our bodies, all this cheap shit. So maybe we should get some healthy shit for EBT users. But if she didn't start it off like that, she just said, oh, no, EBT should be for everything healthy.
And shout out to NLE Chopper because he came out yesterday and he called out all these fast food places that are trying to now sell vegan food. Like McDonald's is coming out with a McPlant. Like that's their
that doesn't even sound appetizing.
That's their vegan burger that they're going to be advertising and selling in the near future.
Burger.
So I feel like that's a slap in the face to society. Like, how are you a fast food place with processed food, but you're trying to sell vegan food now? Like, it just don't make sense. Y'all, wow.
McPlant. That doesn't even sound appetizing, bro.
Does it?
I wouldn't even think that's a burger anyway. I wouldn't even think that's a burger.
They took a plant and just slapped the McDonald's logo on it. It was like, eat this. Like,
You got disrespected out here. If I pull out McDonald's, would you like a McPlant? Excuse me?
Huh? What is that?
Don't talk to me like that.
I came in for deep fried nuggets.
Literally, bro. I came for deep fried, bro. Oh
No, give me my Big Mac.
Give me my McChicken, ma'am. Shit, kill me slowly, man. I want that plant shit, and you don't know what's in that plant shit. They
That's
probably
what I'm saying.
Fat in there.
It's a processed vegan food. Like, how do you do that? Like,
I remember when KFC was trying to do that shit too. KFC was trying to be slick, trying to go to the little vegan menu. It was just like, man, you don't know what's. But KFC really had some customers behind it though. Niggas was, I think it was in Atlanta. KFC had it full, bro.
I think Burger King, they had kind of like a vegan Whopper or something
Still a
like
vegan
that.
Whopper, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, y'all out y'all damn mind.
No,
We going to-
I'm not eating anything vegan from a fast food place.
I'm not eating
all,
Burger.
bro.
I'm not eating Burger King in general, let alone.
All right, relax.
You took it a little. Hey, we was on the same page, but you took it a little too far.
No one voluntarily eats.
Slow down, Bucko.
I voluntarily eat there.
No one voluntarily eats
I
Burger
get a
King.
Whopper. High five. High five. I voluntarily eat there.
I've never met anybody who just says, "Let's go to Burger King." If it's not for the French toast sticks during breakfast, I don't want it.
You go there for breakfast, but you're calling us disgusting?
You don't eat their French. That's their best thing on the menu. What the hell?
Come on, guys.
Their French toast sticks are the best thing on the menu.
They are, but you can't be talking shit about us. You eating their French toast sticks.
This is what we
I
were
don't
talking
wanna
about. That visibility.
We're not talking
Let's
about
stop it
that.
right here. Hey, let's stop the combo right here. Hey, we're stopping the combo right here.
Anyway,
Stop it.
anyways, you can't.
Yes, no Edgar wants to save the world. That's all we got. All right, bro. All right, next topic. Joe Biden did win the presidential election. Y'all definitely already know that unless y'all under a rock, bro. But I've been hearing that it could be another shutdown for the U.S. So would y'all want to see that in the future, or do y'all want to still live how we living right now?
I mean, shit. I'm gonna go crazy again if we do another lockdown.
We need a shutdown, bro.
We need it though. We need it. I'm not gonna lie, we need it. I'm gonna go crazy as hell, but we need it though.
So what you just told me here is you've been living real reckless this
I haven't.
last few months. This nigga ain't been staying in the crib, no mask. This how you
I haven't been living
Wow,
wild.
you've been living a nasty lifestyle.
nasty lifestyle.
I haven't been living wild, but it's just like,
This will be the clip for Twitter. Real nasty lifestyle.
Boy, your ass
told me a lot with that
definitely
comment.
went viral, boy.
dude, I have not been living wild. I have not been living wild, but I can't just picture myself, everybody just being enclosed in their own houses again for months. Like, that's going to trip me out. That's honestly going to trip me out.
We need it. Black.
We need it, but I don't want it. I don't want to see it. But honestly, I don't think this is one of those things that, I mean, it slowed down with the numbers like when everybody was on lockdown, but I think it's one of those things where after you lock down, everybody's going to be like, oh, okay, Biden's the president. He came out with a cure. we just came off our second lockdown. We should be good. We're going to go back and party without our masks. And that's how I could see it going, which I could see it being a lot worse than it is now. But we need a lockdown. But, hey, I've been going to the gym. I've been hooping. Nothing too crazy after that, but
both of y'all been really living real nasty lifestyles, boy. You talking shit about him when you living nastier. You living real nasty.
I only go to the gym and I go home. That's it.
But bro, it's like I see it this way. We're either going to have to wear masks the rest of our lives. We're gonna have to just say F it and just try to go out without masks and just try to live normal society and let the virus.
But then that would lead to collateral. That would lead to collateral then.
The virus will have to cancel itself out because with swine flu, with Zika, with all these other viruses we've had over here, it's like,
this isn't a math equation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was saying all these other viruses and diseases, when they hit really hard, but we couldn't really change the way we was living life. We just had to keep living the same way. And then eventually the numbers went down. Like swine flu isn't gone, but the numbers are just down. Zika and Ebola aren't gone, but the numbers are just so low now because of the fact that we just moved on in society without it. So,
the fact that you said cancel is killing me, bro. This nigga said cancel out. That shit is killing me. Like, it's a math equation. Oh, shit.
Because y'all got to think, there is going to be a point where we're going to have to say, okay, it's okay to not wear masks anymore. Like, we're going to have to reach that point sooner or later.
But
so we're either going to have to just wear a mask the whole time.
Cancel out, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't see it. Just
Edgar, you one funny nigga, boy. God damn, that shit killed me. That shit killed me. My nigga said cancel that. Like, bro, we go outside. You got COVID. We finna cancel each other out, my nigga. No more COVID, bro. We come together.
You got it. Neither one of us got it. Boom.
That's not what I said.
No COVID.
That's
COVID.
not what it was. Not what was said. Y'all twisted my words. That's not what it was at all.
No more COVID.
Oh, bro.
Back to normal.
But I'll say this, bro. I think China had this wrapped up in like 4 months because they were shut down for a period of time, bro. Everybody took it serious and they back to running things. No COVID over there. We over here bullshitting. Even when we locked down the first time, we was bullshitting because our president talking about the shit wasn't real. So niggas was still rocking around with that bullshit. And we still, what is this, month 8 we got going on? And we still got the same problems as we did before, even though we got masks now. It's like, bro, we might as well shut down for a few months. At least try to be like China. You know it's going to be some hard-head folks out there. But we at least got to try to stop COVID, bro, in its tracks like damn China did, bro. It took 3 months for them. Why can't we do 3 months? Everybody working from home feel like, nah. Y'all still going to school online. Ain't too much gonna change if we do a shutdown. It honestly not. Or maybe for black in the military or whatever.
I need my rent to be paid. If they find a way to pay my rent, I'm down for it.
Oh yeah, we got to keep them stimulus checks coming though. Definitely.
It's different because in other countries, motherfuckers are walking down the streets with assault rifles telling you to get back in your house.
Yes.
And you got motherfuckers. So I mean that's the difference. But like you said, it's just the fact of America has always been this freedom country. You can do what you want, you can say what you want, you can go where you want. And so having someone, especially the president who runs the country, tell you, hey, stay in, but you are in America, so you can't do whatever you want.
This shit ain't really that real, son.
Yeah, I mean, having somebody like that downplay to say, stay in, but it ain't really all that if you don't stay in. It really don't matter. It's always gonna put people like, oh, I should stay in, but I can go out. So cool, I'm gonna go out. So like having it downplayed to that extent by somebody with that much power is never gonna put you in a positive position. So I feel like that's where we are now.
But how y'all feeling about these student loan debts, my boy? Y'all, hey, they finna get cut off soon? Do y'all think this will come through? Do y'all think they will come through that promise?
It better.
But what you said, Black?
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will.
I wanted to.
I wanted to too. I have that.
I don't want to pay you the 11 racks. Hey, Langston, if you listening, I don't like y'all for making me
I could have come back for that shit.
Exactly. You feel me? I could have my bachelor's by now. But hopefully it does. But that's a lot of debt to just go around forgiving people. And you gotta think, there's a lot of people that just said, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna go back for this. I'm gonna go to school and get a whole different degree. I'm not gonna pay none of this off, and I'm just gonna go and forgive every single. That's why I can't see it happening, because there's too many cases like that. I mean, there's some.
Isn't that like $1 trillion right now, or a little over $1 trillion in student loan debt?
Yeah, it's over $1 trillion. It's like y'all don't even make that much money per day.
It's a limit though. I think it's a certain amount of debt you have to have though for it to be cleared. I don't think they're just gonna clear every single person's student debt on your account. I think you have to have a certain amount of debt to even be eligible to get your debt.
What do you mean, too high or low? Like it got to be like
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I seen like somebody tweet a link or an article where they were talking about you have to have at least $10,000 worth of debt. But I don't know.
Niggas really don't want to pay for my shit.
That was just one link. I don't know if it's for real, but somebody said at least $10,000 of debt.
I mean, I can go rack up a couple.
Oh no, I know it's a lot of people that got over 10K easy.
Yeah.
10K easy. And I want to pull out a couple more thousand for fast food just to get that bitch up to 10,000. I'm gonna pay it off anyway. Basically, at this point. So I'm guessing this is gonna lead to free school. No, if y'all just gonna cancel debt, this is free school basically.
Well, that was part of Bernie Sanders' plan anyway. First 2 years of college being free, which I feel definitely should be true. I feel like you should
only first two.
I think personally, first 2 years of college should be free because that's gen ed shit. Like you're all taking the same types of classes. You don't really start getting into your own degree type field until your junior and senior year. That's when you really start taking specified classes for your degree. First 2 years, everybody taking economics, everybody taking some type of science, everybody taking
a lot of bullshit,
some type of math. Like it's gen ed shit that everybody in the same room, 300 students in the same room learning the same shit. So
I know everybody need a degree, but if y'all thinking about going to college, don't. Go get a trade, go to the military or something, bro. Because I ain't learned one damn thing in college.
We support all fields of higher learning.
I just want to put, from my personal experience, I ain't learned one damn thing in college, and that's just it.
No, I ain't gonna lie though. I'm currently at that point in college right now where I'm like, I just don't feel like I need to learn a lot of this shit no more. But I will say, I have learned.
Teaching yourself too. It's not, teachers really don't feel like they're teaching you.
I've learned a lot in college because I've experienced professors who are like, I'm just teaching just to teach, but I also have experienced professors
That's true too.
are real deal, like they care type shit. You rarely come across professors like that, but I've been blessed enough to come across multiple professors like that and academic advisors and all that. Plus the experience you get in college. You get experience in any field that you try to pursue, but college can definitely give you experiences just like trade school or the military or anything, because I've met people that I thought I wouldn't be able to meet until like 10, 15 years from now. And I've met them while in college, you know what I'm saying? And I've been able to do ESPN type stuff in college that I probably wouldn't be able to do until I'm in my 30s or something like that. So whatever field you choose to go into, just use the knowledge that you're given, whether it's college, military, trade school, and don't let nobody make you feel like your decision isn't the right decision.
That's real. I think that's it that I got for the podcast, bro. Oh, Pass the Ox, bro. What's the song of the week? Black?
I got Friends and Family by Nas. It's off his new album. It should be the second song off his album. My song.
Haven't listened to Nas ever. Is he fine?
Nah, that song, the beat go hard on that. So if you don't like the lyrics to it, the beat itself is real tough. So.
He from Cali, no?
He from Canada. That's what it said on Google.
That's what it said. Where?
On Google. Oh. Google be lying sometimes. But I don't know.
All right.
Song of the week is Temptation by Trey Butler. He from St. Pete. He lives.
Hey, Butler. I used to hoot with that dude.
Yeah, I forgot where he lived now. I think he live up north somewhere if I remember. But Quincy, if you don't listen to his music, you'll definitely fuck with his music because the type of music you like is the type of music he make, like deep lyrics, the beats and the beats and the vocals that he give. I was listening to today to all his stuff, and I was just like, Quincy will love this shit. So Temptation by Trey Butler. I'm gonna try and get him on the pod too because I was talking to him earlier today, and he asked me when he could get on. I was like, we got a couple interviews lined up over the next couple weeks or whatever, but we definitely got to get him on because his music is way too hard. It's way too deep. And he just not really what, like, the world of entertainment tries to push when it comes to rappers. So he'll probably never reach certain levels that other rappers reach, but he too real to not be put on the pod at least. So we got to have him on the pod for sure.
Yeah, bro. And I got Traded All by Benny the Butcher, bro. I've been funking that album for the past 3 months, that Burden Proof album. If y'all haven't listened to that, get on it. My favorite song is already One Way Flight, and I already had it for Past the Ox. But this whole album is fire, bro. So definitely listen to Burden Proof. Benny the Butcher. Me and Edgar already had this conversation before about older rappers, but you have to get on this dude, bro. You have to at this point. Shit is fire. The beats, the lyrics, talking that real shit, what y'all need to hear. And that's all I got to say. All right, bro. And I think that's it for the podcast. Black, you can let them know where they can find you on social media.
So you can follow me on Twitter at Wavy Inlet, all spelled correctly. You can follow me on IG at official Larry Williams.
All right.
Follow your boy.
All right, now I can hit him with the social media.
All right, you can follow us on Twitter at QE Podcast 1. You can follow us on Instagram at Q_N_E_podcast. You can follow and like our Facebook page, Q&E Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell and hit all so you can see anytime that we drop new episodes. Our email, QANDEpodcast@gmail.com. For any business inquiries, questions, concerns, fan mail, we'll make sure to get back to you on there as soon as possible. You can follow Quincy on Twitter at Q_Hicks3. You can follow me at EdgarMartin97. And on Instagram, you can follow Quincy at QHicks Production. And you can follow me at Edgar Martin Official. Shout out to MTMV Sports.
Yes, sir. And you can subscribe to us on all of our podcast platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We're trying to get on Amazon Music right now, so definitely rock with us, man. And I think that's it for the podcast. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just type in Quincy Hicks into the search bar. Up to 94 subscribers. This last video I dropped went crazy. Keep subscribing, y'all. Keep subscribing. I think I'm 6 away from 100.
Roll to 100 for that YouTube, and then for our YouTube, we roll to 200. So
roll to 2, bro. All right, bro. We appreciate y'all for listening, and we out. Peace.